Hey guys, so this is going to be my TTC number 4 vlog. I'm sorry I look like this. I've been running around all day. I had my doctor's appointment today at 1 o'clock, and I think it is now 5 o'clock, or, yeah, I think it is 5 o'clock. So, I have a lot to tell y'all. Let me talk about before I even went to the appointment. So I had to go to work, and I worked from 8 to 11:30, and I was like, when I first woke up, I knew I had a doctor's appointment, but I wasn't nervous or anything. I was fine. But throughout the day, let me tell you, I had a pit at the bottom of my stomach. I was so nervous. I was like freaking out. And I don't even really know why. I don't know if it's because, like, I know it's going to be a long journey. And I don't know if I'm just, like, worried about it. But I don't know. I was just so nervous. And it got worse. So I left about 11:30, and I hadn't ate lunch, so I figured I'd eat lunch before I went so I wouldn't be starving the whole time, because I figured it'd take, an hour or an hour and a half before I got out of there. So I went to get some food, and I ate, and it seemed like on the way there I was just franticking. I don't know. I was so nervous, and I can't even explain that feeling. Tell me if I'm weird, but I don't know. So, I was driving, and I got there, and I parked, and it took me a while to find a parking spot, because it's actually it's like the doctor's office is in a hospital, so it's like really busy around that area. But I found a place to park, and I had to walk kind of a long way, and I was just like, every step I was like getting more nervous, and it was so nerve-wracking. And before I actually went in, I prayed, and I was just like, God, this is your will for me. Whatever it is, I know it will be accomplished. And I was just telling him, you know my heart, you know my desires. I'm about to cry, but and I think, God knows that me wanting to be a mother is one of the strongest desires of my heart, along with getting to know God more. I mean, it's I don't know. That's a whole nother video. But I prayed before I went in, and so that made me feel a little better. So I had to ask some people where exactly the office was, because I had never been before. So somebody told me, and I walked up, and I just took a breather, and I just walked in the office, and I told them my name, and I checked in and all that. I filled out some paperwork, and I was actually feeling a little bit better. And then she called me back to go to another waiting room for the nurse. And that's when I was like, I lost it. I almost started crying. I didn't, because it would have been embarrassing because there was people in there. But I almost started crying, and I was just like shaking, and I was texting my husband, and I was like, oh my gosh, I wish you were here, because I'm freaking out right now. It was crazy. Anyways, so next, medical assistant, helper, I don't know, she came and got me. She told me to pee in a cup, so I peed in a cup. One thing I liked about peeing in a cup is I was nervous of the fact that they were going to say, I'm sorry, ma'am, you're not pregnant. And they didn't. They didn't say anything about it, which I already knew I wasn't, because that's why I'm going, is to get help getting pregnant. So that was one thing that I was really happy about. They didn't even mention it. So that made me feel better because I hate to hear that I'm not pregnant. I already know that. So I'm sorry. This is probably going to be like really ranty and long because I drag my stuff out. Anyway, so yeah, I peed in the cup and stuff. And then as soon as I got done, she took me back and she just pretty much asked me questions about my medical history, about my family medical history. She took my blood pressure, which she said was pretty good. And she was just talking to me about, certain things. So after that, she took me back out to the waiting room, and I was waiting on the actual doctor to talk to. And I'm like trying to remember what happened next because there was like 3 different things. I'm sorry. Anyway, so then she took me back to sit in the nurse's office, and I had to wait for a minute because the nurse was with another patient. So I was like getting really nervous. And the nurse came in, and something else that I was nervous about, I was really nervous that the nurse wasn't going to be very compassionate for my feelings. I didn't know if she was going to be one of these doctors that just like kind of brushes you off to the side. I really wanted a compassionate doctor and someone that can relate and understand what I'm going through. So I was really hoping about that. Well, she came in and she was really nice. And by the way, everybody there was so freaking nice. I gotta change my position here. Everybody was so nice. And she came in and she was just talking to me and asking me about my suspicions of the PCOS, asking me what my symptoms were, asking me, she kind of asked me what my long-term goal was to come there. And pretty much I told her, well, I want help regulating my cycles in hopes to become pregnant and have a baby and have a successful pregnancy. And she said she specialized in that, so I was really excited. So next she took me to the room, and she told me that I was going to do, this is going to be TMI here, TMI, but it's a trying to conceive vlog, so what do you expect? So then she took me back to the room, and she brought in the medical assistant, and she gave me it wasn't like an annual pap or anything, it was just she just looked at my cervix, and she said she felt on my ovaries, but anyway, she said my cervix was good, and my ovaries seemed fine, but to actually diagnose me with PCOS or whatever I have, she would have to do blood, and I would have to come back in 3 weeks to get the results. So she told me to go get my blood drawn. I did that, and that was probably the worst part of the whole experience, just because I hate getting my blood drawn because I faint every time I do, and like I just worry about it. But what really got me through getting the blood drawn was I just turned my head and I thought about holding my miracle baby, and that made everything better. It just, the pain went away instantly, and it was just amazing. And I'm sorry, I'm about to cry, because this is raw. This is my real emotions, and I just cannot imagine that day when I look at my child and see my husband and myself. I just cannot imagine that. And it's very surreal, and my emotions are very real. I just don't even understand. I can't even imagine getting a positive on a pregnancy test, because I've taken so many and they've all been negative, and it's just so, I just can't wait. And this is why I'm going through all of this, because I will do, and like I told the doctor, I will do anything to have my baby. That's all I want, is my baby. And I'm sorry, guys. I'm an ugly crier, but anyways, so pretty much that was pretty much it. After she took the blood, I did get prescribed some medicine. She told me what she's going to do for now is prescribe me with Provera, and she wants me to take it starting tomorrow 10 days in a row, 1 pill a day. And then once I get done with that, she's already gave me another appointment for next month, I think September the 12th. And I'm going to come in, and she's going to diagnose me with what she thinks I have. And my period is supposed to be due around that time that I come in, or a little bit before probably. But she's also going to schedule a pap smear to be done to make sure everything's good there. But yeah, guys, that's really what happened at my appointment, and I'm so super excited for everything, and I'm excited to have my miracle baby. But the medicine, one thing I'm concerned about, and if any of you have ever taken Provera or you know anything about this, please let me know. It does say on the bottle that it says do not use if you are pregnant or plan to be pregnant. I don't understand. I mean, obviously the doctor wouldn't prescribe me this if she was concerned with that, but that was just weird that I read that. But yeah, anyway, that's really all I have to say. I really hope that I don't have that many side effects with this medicine. I will definitely update you on that as well. But thanks for watching, and thank you for joining me on this journey. I know that it will be a wild one, but I'm ready for it. I really, truly am. But anyways, I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.